I've been called to do this tarot reading, and I give my condolences to Dream Doll Bri and Nolan Wells. But I've been feeling called to do this heavenly because there's certain things that I need to get out and show y'all. Because you see the synchronicities with Kai Cenat adding Dream Doll to his Streamers University when she doesn't even stream. She just started. You see the siphoning rituals and the energy of people not getting chosen for the Streamer University. You got people crashing out. They poured their life into this shit. You got them really feeling like he's been favoritism, playing games with the selection. And how that ties in all together with Dream Doll Bri, Nolan Wells, is energy siphoning, death magic ritual involved in the situation regarding with the Streamer University energy. Getting Dream Doll casted into this live Stream University thing when she doesn't even stream like that over people who actually were streaming for a long time, who really put hard work into it. That's siphoning energy, getting people to go to chaotic places just to show Kai Cenat something for him not to choose them. Then you got Dream Doll Bri. Now this has been many instances that I've been feeling from different people talking about this. Wu Lady carry that energy of danger. She's one of those women you cannot trust to be around. She's the woman who she loves innocent, young, pure souls, especially women, so she could trick them out their spot and put them into harm's way. Nolan Wells sacrifices, goes on a boat with his friends, quote unquote friends, comes back, never returning. Then the friends supposedly unfollowed him, which people have been saying it on the internet. They've been unfollowing him. They've been lawyering up. Why? To cover their tracks. All of this ties in together in different forms of way of siphoning energy, death magic rituals, destiny swapping. All of this ties in. And a lot of the collective is starting to realize and notice this from different perspectives. People are not so sleep anymore about this type of, we got internet now, we got technology, we got TikTok now. So they can't swindle up a story to get us to believe in these things. So let's begin on this channeling through the eyes and lens of truth. So there's a lot of individuals where people's perspectives are changing on the situation. People are starting to see that everything is tying together. People are starting to feel like a lot of this fame, get money, fame rituals are used for sacrifices. Even individuals that we see on a day-to-day basis, they don't even have to be celebrities. They could be upcoming artists, but you're starting to see that so many young individuals are passing away, especially them in the limelight, you know? What is the core energy behind Dream Doll Bri's passing and how it's being used? A lot of people are putting their low vibrations and insecurities into the situation, okay? So this energy is being used to get a bunch of people to rise, meaning they're collecting so much views, momentum through the strength of her passing, okay? And a lot of these people carry insecurities. They possibly could have, when she was here, you know, be a friend in her face, but actually behind her back, a foe. You know, all kinfolks ain't kinfolks. She was around a lot of individuals who had deceptive energies, okay? Death, meaning that things had came to an ending, right? But in the midst of all of that, individuals that she was around were really carrying death energy. They had a lot of spirits and entities amongst them, right? Negative thoughts. When she was here, she had negative thoughts. She had an intuition to not go, okay? She had an intuition not to go. She had to make a decision before passing. She had a decision to make. And that decision, people were swindling her in, glamorizing the lifestyle of wickedness, meaning that she had a feeling of, I want to change this lifestyle. And individuals was in her ear bugging her, right? What is the true motivation behind Wu Lady's response and rapid rise after the death? Because as you guys know, she's now on Deshay Live. You feel me? Yes, her manifestation has came true. She typically was manifesting financial stability in her life to be famous. Okay, so like I said, she was doing death magic, and she didn't care who it hit as long as she got exactly what she wanted. And we're gonna say this is all allegedly, right? All allegedly. Take what resonates, leave what does not. But we're gonna keep that allegedly. But we all know, right? We all know the truth, because a lot of y'all are coming out and telling the truth about the situation, and the truth shall set us free. She's leaving behind, okay? She's moving on. So she's trying to go to the next position, okay? Because she got a lot of baggage around her. She got a lot of things, karma, that's catching up to her. It might not look like it now, but trust me, a lot of individuals she put in danger, including young women, she put in danger to be put upon these situations and circumstances in danger. She didn't care about their safety. She's one of those women you cannot trust around younger women. You cannot trust her around anybody, to be honest, because she's the type to money hungry, okay? Now she got all different types of options. She's weighing her options. She has so many options after this, okay? Opportunities, wishful thinking. See, all of a sudden things are opening up for her, right? But it all leads back to low frequency, low vibrations. She's up at night getting tormented, okay, by the spirits, okay, because things that she have involved herself in has not been of just, okay? Her intuition is blocked. Her emotional, she's experiencing pain, but she covers it up and disguises it as power. And she manipulates young women to then join the pain, because misery loves company, in the midst of her falling. But it might not look like she's falling in the surface, but she's falling, okay? A lot of people have come to a sudden awareness about her, which is the collective, including Dream Doll Bri, and what she played a role in her demise, okay? There was also individuals as well, the hairstylist in this situation. She was easily influenced. She was like a yes woman, wanted to just be down, right? So she also was around a lot of manipulative people who had that hood mentality. They didn't care about who they put in danger, okay? They didn't care about any of that. A lot of the energy, that party that night was wicked, all right? Very wicked. Living in an illusion, especially Woo Lady, living in an illusion that things are not going to come back to bite her, okay? Things are not going to come, but slowly but surely, you're going to start seeing the physical works of her own doing, and the things she did to reap the benefits of fame, okay? Because a lot of death magic has been in her energy, okay? She has put a lot of girls in compromising situations to where some of them didn't make it back home, but it didn't make the social media. That's something to think about. Some of the girls did not make it back home because it did not make social media, and they wasn't like ultimately famous and popular for people to notice, right? What was the energetic atmosphere of Dream Doll Bri around the time of her passing? What was the atmosphere like? A lot of energy. She was keeping tucked. It was like she couldn't trust people. She was looking around the room to see, these people are giving me the ick, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get out of here type energy. But she was trying to play it small, kind of keep behind the scenes, but somebody was watching, okay? And then perhaps painful ending with the lives of people losing their lives that night, and people gaining fame, stardom right after that, okay? People being money hungry, using the demise of the people who passed away that night to gain energy, to gain fame, notoriety, gaining energy of taking over, like type energy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now they're feeling like a lot of people, she was misaligned, a lot of things were misaligned that night. A lot of channeling's coming through my head, so bear with me, okay? But a lot of people were making bad choices during that night. She was watching it. She was seeing a lot of things. She didn't feel right about it. Something was telling her to go, but there also was a strong hold keeping her there, okay? But something was telling her to go that night. Yeah, so it was like at the same time, she was trying to control her balance. She was trying to keep her emotions intact. She was trying to just be telling herself, maybe I'm tripping, maybe I'm not feeling what I'm feeling, but she was 100% feeling what she was feeling. What was Woo Lady's hidden motives when she started speaking about this publicly on social media, okay? She was carrying a burden, okay? Some part of her definitely felt some form of guilt, right? She was thinking about a new perspective, viewing this, how this can make her famous, okay? How this can get her to kind of free her from the struggles that she's been going through behind the scenes, okay? She has not taken any accountability. Also guilt. She didn't take any accountability. She felt guilt as well. And she said, I got to push forward. I change the narrative and transition this energy into my favor, working with the energies and spirits of chaos, okay? Working with entities who feed upon chaos, fear, death, things of that nature. So she was like, how can I benefit off of this, the situation, okay? So also the energy that she was in as well was trying to conjure up a bunch of other victims, like younger women, to then put her tricking business into the midst of this death, to then promote her business, her ebook, to then lead more women, young women, to the pits of hell, spiritually, metaphorically on earth, taking their innocence, for the gain. Okay, Kai Cenat put Dream Doll on the streamers when she barely does lives or streams. Okay, tell me more from an understanding perspective. Okay, carelessness, arrogance. Okay, it was to tie in to the ending. Okay, to feed on the energy of death. The energy of chaos, energy of betrayal, feeding upon that energy because it tied in. You got to understand, we all as a collective saw the news, which means Kai Cenat and other celebrities have saw the news too. So he did it in a synchronicity way. Like, how can I get my streamer university? Everybody was thinking about their own business. How can I get my business more popping? How can I get people talking more about me? How can I get more people? Mind you, Kai Cenat in his own way is siphoning energy from a lot of content creators because of the simple fact that they were crying and stuff like that, really upset because they hadn't been chosen. But people don't even understand that the list was already made of who he was going to choose. He was just doing humiliation rituals. And we're going to all say this is allegedly, right? Allegedly. But he was doing humiliation rituals upon people to get their hopes up and feed on their energy to then gain momentum into his business. Okay? Yep. And then after he put Dream Doll energy into the Streamers University, people thought Dream Doll was the one that passed from the beginning. So he basically used that to then amplify what he had going on. He was receiving public recognition, okay? He was receiving public recognition, victory, and self-confidence. So once he did that, his streams and everything like that went up more multitude, okay? Individuals were coming out the woodwork more than they already were, trying to be a part of his Streamers University, okay? Yeah, a lot of darkness, okay? A lot of darkness. People feeding. As soon as something's tragic happening, it hits the social media platforms and it goes viral. A lot of people like to feed off of things like that that don't lead to actually truly, like, giving their condolences, okay? He gained a lot of money, okay? More money than he has right now. He gained a lot of money from simply just adding Dream Doll into the streamer university. And got a lot of conflict after that. Got a lot of individuals that was catching on a little bit to what he was doing because, like I said, a lot of the collective is awakening. They were like, "Why would he pick Dream Doll?" A lot of people were mad too that he chose Dream Doll because of the simple fact that she's not really like a streamer that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, so why would you choose her over the best of the best? That's what a lot of people felt like. How does this all tie in with Nolan Wells' painful ending? Okay, painful ending he was going through. Okay, a lot of the things that he was also having intuition as well before his passing. He knew something didn't feel right either. Just like Dream Doll Bri knew that something didn't feel right that night. And just like, Kai Cenat, he knew that wasn't right to go synchronicity, like add the synchronicities into that so he can get more streams. But did he care? No. No. See, people have a conscience, and if they don't have a conscience, then they know something. They know from right from wrong. Okay, so the energy, um, that night of Nolan Wells, he felt down. Okay, his inner child was triggered because there was a lot of chaos going on around him, and he was just being who he was himself. Strong minded, and he kept feeling off about that night. That something is not feeling good. I might have to leave, but in the midst of him thinking that, he also was like, let me give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, I'm getting a lot of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy in his reading as well. Possibly his friends could have been fire signs. Okay, so a lot of the time, yeah, in the midst of all of that, he was also thinking about how can I just form this into a relationship with my friends to know that I'm their brother. I'm not going to leave them stranded because it was an opportunity coming to him regarding sports, right? And he wanted them to know that he wasn't just going to leave them in the dirt, right? And he started getting triggered. His inner child started getting triggered because he had a lot of hate growing up, like people just feeling some type of way about him. He had to always show them that he was a real one. You know what I'm saying? So he was very empathetic, very intuitive. Just like Dream Doll Bri was very intuitive. Just like these individuals had like a voice in their head that told them to just leave, run, run, run. Because that whole night, Dream Doll Bri was just telling herself, run, 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 I gotta go. Like, like leave this party, but it was a stronghold over that party because people was putting like hexes and death magic around the vicinity. It was so strong. It was so strong. And then in the midst of that, with Nolan Wells, he was trying to prove to his friends, you know, that he cared about them. He not gonna leave them when he go up. And it was just like they was a bunch of devils. He was surrounded by a bunch of devils, people who actually had masks on, right? Which shows everything that ties in together with what's going on right now. You see young individuals losing their life. You see all this stuff going on with them, and people like to feed off the depths of their name, feed off the death, and profit from it, right? So a lot of individuals that passed on are currently seeing how people are treating them, what role they played in their life, and how they were going to come to their demise. They're viewing that now. Some of them haven't passed over yet, right? But they feel regret. They feel like lost. They feel like, where did I go wrong? I was showing so much love. How can this happen to me? I just want to give my condolences to the family, but I also want to give a warning out to young women and men out here to be very safe and be very protected, and understand that when you get a nudge to leave somewhere, to leave it. Don't try to prove that you're going to stay around because you down, because you a friend. No. Because individuals, like I said, it's such a stronghold. People put hexes and things like that on people to try to destiny swap with them, to try to take the spotlight, and it turns backwards. It's never in their favor. Even if they're getting all the fame and the clout, I'm telling you right now, it never goes in their favor. Okay, some of them are passed on. They're finding peace on the other side, with the situation. Some people feel like they want to come clean about something. They want to tell exactly what. It's somebody in that party that saw everything that happened from the beginning to the end, and it's going to come out within 2 to 3 weeks from Dream Doll Bri. They saw something that didn't seem right to them, and it threw them off, and they might have saw the shooter. Okay, so 2 to 3 weeks tops, somebody's going to find out exactly who was the shooter and what happened, and people are going to start coming out with more and more information about Woo Lady coming out. Things that she wanted to keep in the closet, but she upset the spirits. She upset the spirits on the other side, plus their ancestors. You never know who somebody is in the spiritual realm and how powerful they are, and it comes back to you tenfold when you least expect it.